Okay guys, to start this resample of the 35 Sony f1.4, I wanted to show you guys, I spent the last hour and a half micro focus adjusting the lens. It was not micro focused when I first got it. I took some sample shots and I thought I can read the text on these DVDs, it looks good enough, let's go, and I started shooting. No, it was actually really out of whack, so I'm going to show you guys now. In Corel Paint Shop Pro, I ran the test 3 times from 0 right through to -10. And this is what the lens looks like focused from 10 feet onto a diploma on the wall at 0 micro focus adjust. So that's 0. Here was a retest at 0, no difference. And it wasn't until I got all the way down to -8 that it jumps into nice sharp focus. So -2, -4, -6 were better, but -8 here seems to be perfect. I also did a -10, and if you look between these two, -8, -10, not a lot of difference, but I did settle for -8. And the only way you can tell this, guys, is to put it on your 20-inch monitor, overlap them at 200%. You can never tell the difference looking at a 2-inch screen by eye. I do have a tutorial on how to do that on my Unfrequented World channel, guys, so check that out. It's called How to Micro Focus Adjust Your Lenses. And it's very important that we do that, because if you look from there being in focus to what it comes set at, 0, that's not acceptable at 0. So that's throwing off a lot of my shots. So now, moving forward into the new testing that I'm doing in this video, everything should be perfectly micro focus adjusted and very sharp. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you now we have it micro focus adjusted. All of these samples will be a little sharper than the original video, but I did want to show you one issue that persists, and that's CA wide open. So at f1.4 we get quite a bit of purple fringing on high contrast subjects, but I wanted to show you guys as well that's not an issue. I do have a tutorial on how to remove CA using Corel Paint Shop, but I'll show you guys again very quickly. It's very, very simple. Under the Adjust tab, Chromatic Aberration Removal. And I have a preset here set up so that we're going to use a radius of 30. And we're going to put everything on a new layer. That's pretty much the only things that my preset does. So we're going to pan over to where the CA is showing. And all we're doing on the before window is we're selecting where there's CA. And then it's going to remove it for us and show us right on our original that it's gone. So if we look down here, it is gone. We click OK. And now, because we've set it up on another layer, we can just view there's straight out of the camera. And with 1 or 2 clicks, we've removed the CA. And if we look at the sharpness here, there's 150, 250% at f1.4. Nothing wrong with that sharpness there, guys. We're really pixel peeping there. In this image here, I just wanted to show you guys how thin the depth of field is at f1.4. So we're a couple of feet away from the candles on the fireplace, and right here you've got about an inch. I used this screw, I kept it in focus to show you. You've only got about an inch of the image that's in focus at f1.4. So probably right to about here somewhere, and right to about here somewhere, and it goes straight up the image. So if you're shooting portraits and things like that, anything on an angle, anything tailing away from you, it's very hard to get things in focus, and people think that the image is soft. No, you just have such a thin depth of field with an f1.4 lens, it's very hard to nail focus. So if we zoom in here to 250%, nice and crisp edges on this screw here. The lens is sharp when you're getting the item in that thin depth of field. So nothing wrong with the sharpness of the lens when it's micro adjusted. And here's some image samples, guys, showing bokeh and sharpness and bokeh. We'll zoom in on this one here. And here we're going to go in right to 500%. Right there. Nice and sharp. Low light samples, Not very much CA on that guy there even. Bit of portraiture. This one there was CA on the bars. I removed it very easily as I showed you guys earlier. And we'll zoom in on this one just into her eye. We'll do the same thing. We'll go into 500%. And you can see the nice sharp detail in the hairs on this one. Right here. So to summarize, guys, 2 weeks into using the Sony 35 f1.4G lens, I couldn't be happier. It's my favorite focal length, and now that I've micro focus adjusted it, the images are as sharp as you can expect from any lens. And at $700 Canadian, picking up one of these used is a fantastic option. The thing to keep in mind is, versus say the new Sigma version of this lens, when shooting on the Sony a77 II or the Sony a99 II, you're going to retain all of your hybrid autofocus points with this lens. So that's a good reason to think about picking one of these up. The only issue that I have is the CA, and I've showed you guys how easy that is to remove. So really, all in all, for the price, there are no issues. I absolutely love it and can't recommend it enough. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next week in another review.